you were angry about how the sequel trilogy treated Luke Skywalker and how he basically didn't accomplish any of his dreams, this is probably going to be very upsetting for you as well. I'm so sorry.
You're fulfilling your destiny.
So we got an excerpt for issue 3 of Kylo Ren, The Rise of Kylo Ren. Really good so far. I know a lot of us are still super bummed out that Ben Solo died. I still think he's going to come back. I think definitely we're going to see a hashtag Ben Solo lives at some point in the future because Disney loves their mad money, and they know they can make a lot of money out of selling a book or series that shows Ben Solo somehow coming back to life. And if you go, Rawr, you dizzy bitch, people can't come back to life in the Star Wars universe. You don't know your Star Wars canon, and put your nose in the corner. So ashamed of you. So ashamed. So anyways, in this release excerpt for issue 3, which I believe comes out next Wednesday, we see Kylo Ren, rather Ben Solo. I think he's already taken the name Kylo because if you remember from the second issue, so the previous issue, Snoke saying, hey, the Knights of Ren, if you go and find them, they're not going to want Ben Solo. They're going to want someone else. And Kylo had already come up with the name Kylo. He called himself that in his head since he was a little boy, which I still think was Palpatine fucking around in his head, because we know Palpatine had a habit of being in Skywalker's heads doing nasty things. If you don't know that either, I have some really good comics for you. I should do a video about that, talking about some of the best Palpatine comic moments under Star Wars Disney. There are so many. Now, if I were to make a video about good Vader moments, that video would be hours long. God, I love Vader. Anyways, I'm gonna call him Ben for right now, even though I think he's going by Kylo by this point. Anyways, he tracks down the Knights of Ren by putting on the helmet that the leader of the Knights of Ren gave to him, saying, hey kid, the shadow's in you, the dark side, I can sense it, there's a different path for you, contact me. And then after the whole thing happened with Luke supposedly trying to kill him, and the temple being destroyed, which wasn't his fault, it was Snoke's, and then Ben knocking down 3 of Luke's students that were off-world, he ends up fleeing and going to there, contacting the Knights of Ren. But before he can leave to actually go meet up with the Knights of Ren, those 3 students that we met in the first and second issue pop up and challenge Ben to a fight. Now, we don't know how that fight actually went because this excerpt just shows him arriving at the Knights of Ren looking really banged up. The leader of the Knights of Ren calls him Mr. Ben Solo. There's a little cute dialogue, and he tells him, if you want to join the Knights of Ren, you have to kill. There's a heavy price. It's death. And this is where Ben Solo starts to go into how the 3 students challenged him and how he murdered them. So if this is true, this means those were actually the only students of Luke that Ben did kill, and it's because they kept pursuing him even after he said, hey, I'm better than all of you, I'm the only true Jedi here, get the fuck out of my face, I'm gonna go, don't follow me or I will kill you. And so they still chose to follow him and get into a fight with him, and from Ben's story we're being told that he did kill them, and he's explaining this whole story to the Knights of Ren. However, if you look at the pages we were given, and I know we're going to have to look at the entire issue when it comes out next week, Ben is lying quite a bit. He's saying, oh, I killed Luke Skywalker, which he thought he did, but Snoke kind of tells him, nah, Luke wouldn't go down that easy. And even the Knights of Ren are like, yeah, nah, you didn't kill Luke. And then Ben goes, well, I destroyed his temple. And the Knights of Ren can't refute that, but we know that Snoke was actually the one to destroy Luke's temple. It was not Ben. Ben had no hand in that. So there's another lie. So I'm kind of wondering if Ben doing a story of, oh yeah, they did find me and I just slaughtered them, if that's even true. I would, with the things he's taking credit for that he didn't actually do, it's like he's building this narrative in his head. And from other canon we have of Kylo Ren, we know that he lies and schemes quite a bit. He likes to lie a lot. The thing is that Ben tells the leader of the Knights of Ren, I killed them, and he's like, I don't care if you just killed. It has to be a good death. So if you remember from the first issue, a gentleman wants to join the Knights of Ren, and he's with his brother. And the leader of Ren goes, okay, it needs to be a good death, and a good death would be you killing your brother, your companion, your family. So they want you to kill something or someone very, very important to you in order to get into the Knights of Ren. And this is actually where Ben Solo goes back to the beginning and starts to talk about how he knew those 3 students and that he used to learn with them, and we get a flashback to younger Luke at his Jedi Temple training students, and it is absolutely, positively heartbreaking. Seriously, it is so heartbreaking. So let's take a look at that panel, because I don't want to be the only one that cried today because of this. So we see Luke's temple in the background, and we see a younger Luke who is so fashionable. My God, that outfit is amazing. He's with R2, he has all his students around him, and Luke is training them on how to use the Force. And here's what he says. Good, all of you. Let the Force flow through you. It's everywhere. To it, a stone in the air feels the same as a stone on the ground. Let it show you that truth. There is no difference. No difference at all. And here we see 2 little baby Ben Solo. Look how little he is. He's so cute. But you see to the left of Ben Solo, those 3 students are the ones that were off-world, and those 3 are the ones that end up finding Ben after the temple is on fire and they can't sense Luke Skywalker anymore. Also, that girl holding the handstand in the background, very fucking adorable. And from also a little blurb from Ben recounting the story, he says, we all studied together. I was first, but they came not long after. So yeah, that is just absolutely heart-rending. Seeing a younger Luke finally have his Jedi Temple, have his students teaching them about the Force and seeming so happy and with R2, and then it all got ripped away because the sequel trilogy, I guess really just didn't like the OT characters at all. From this preview, we can see that we're going to learn a lot more about Luke's school and Kylo training with the students. So I'm actually really interested to see how far into the story they go. I know we were told that The Rise of Kylo Ren was going to be so good that people were just going to go crazy over it, and they've already had to do extra reprints of issue 1 and 2. And honestly, if we just got a whole series detailing Luke's school and him training students and being happy at least for a little while, that would be amazing. I'd be 100% down for that. Even though we know in the end it's just all destroyed and it really sucks and they made Luke's character into a coward. But for a little while to see Luke happy and doing what he was setting out to do, I think would be really cool and appreciated. Also, not to sound prejudiced or anything, but why is there only what looks like 1 alien and the rest look like humans? Yeah, maybe they're not all humans, but I don't know, maybe Luke's a speciesist. Okay, so let me know what you think about this sneak peek that they released. Are you actually excited to see little baby Ben Solo training with Luke Skywalker? Are you excited to see Luke's Jedi Temple, even if we know the ending for it? Does it make you angry or sad, or do you just not care at this point? Let me know in the comment section down below.
Thanks so much for watching. Please like the video and subscribe for more Star Wars videos.